This is You Don't Say, conversations about the Black experience in Columbia, then and now. I'm Takia Thomas. Dr. Eryca Neville has spent over 20 years in education and has dedicated a lot of her time to learning about the community in Columbia and the needs of students and their families. She's the principal at Douglas High School, where she and Tyus Monroe sat down for a conversation about education in Columbia. Monroe is a student in the Grow Our Own Teachers program, a mentorship and internship program offered by Columbia Public Schools to help students through their college education and hire them as teachers once they graduate. Their conversation with KBIA's Sarah Dingman revolves around the challenges and burden of being an African American student pioneering a program. Here is Tyus Monroe.
It's always like a lot to take in. And I feel like it's a lot of responsibility, especially because I'm the only person in the first cohort right now. So that was a lot to take in, and just like knowing that, like, I deserve to be there. I think that was questioned a lot, and I don't think I was prepared for that, because when I first got it and when we first went to school and all these other things, everybody was so super supportive. And then when I got to school and I'm meeting like kids who are like from really small towns around Missouri, and I'm coming here and they're like, oh, we saw you at the basketball game, you got the Black scholarship. Like, you got a scholarship for being Black. Or like being in the education program where like right now, I'm pretty sure in my cohort, the only, like, Black person of color in general in my cohort. And so hearing other people who are supposed to be educators or who are going to be educators, like, speak negatively about an opportunity I have, like, that was not something I was ready for either, because here, like, in the district, like, everybody is super proud and everybody is super happy. So I expected that same like kind of energy at school, and I still do not always get it. And then on top of that, being the person in class who has to be like, well, what about this group of kids? Like, or when you say this, you're not thinking about like this group of kids who are from a marginalized community. Like, I'm not expecting pushback, because in my head, like, this is like everybody should be thinking these things, especially because when I go to school in 2017. So like there was like stuff at Mizzou happening that was pretty fresh, and I'm thinking everybody's mind is like here. We all realize we have to be here. And so that was a big reality check for me. Like, sometimes you're going to be the only, and you might be the only person besides the professor who's talking about it. Sometimes you got to make your professor talk about it. So that was just like something I wasn't expecting, though, like a negative reaction to like me having the scholarship. Like, and I don't think the committee or anybody else was like, you know what I mean? I don't know if they were expecting that either. So when I tell like Miss Adair, it was like, what? Like, and then she's like, well, you're gonna have to, like, these are things you're gonna, obviously she knows, she's like, these are things you're gonna have to navigate, and they're gonna be things you have to continue to navigate.
Your term is cultural taxation.
Yeah, cultural taxation.
That's an old term. They got new terms for it now. But being the only, they expect you to be the spokesperson, and you got to start speaking up, because if not, those issues are not addressed in the class.
This is You Don't Say, a series of conversations about the Black experience in Columbia. We're listening to a conversation between Columbia educators Dr. Eryca Neville and Tyus Monroe. Dr. Neville is the principal of Frederick Douglass High School. Tyus is a senior at Columbia College pursuing a degree in education. You can hear more from this series online at kbia.org. Now, back to the conversation.
Can I tell you, the first iteration of the Grow Your Own program was actually the minority intern program.
Yeah, I think when we started, that's what it was like. They were like, oh, it's like a revamp of the minority internship program.
You want to know who was in the first class of the minority intern program?
No.
Why not?
Who? No, I do want to know, but who?
Me. I was one of the first minority intern program participants when they came up. That program was started by Monica Naylor Everybody loved Miss Monica Naylor, and at that time he was head of human resources, Gene Huff, and Dr. Elliot Battle was in the room. Those were the 3 people that interviewed me for the original minority intern program. Went in because I was a business major at the time. And after that, I did my first experience, first semester, senior year, already with a business degree in marketing and economics almost done, in a first grade classroom, and came back to get my education stuff after that experience.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm not going to lie. When I got the internship, it changed my mind, too, because I knew I was going to be a lawyer. And I wasn't one of those people who, like, when I was 5, I wanted to be a lawyer. Like, no, I decided I wanted to be a lawyer, and I did everything I needed to do up until the summer after sophomore year to be a lawyer.
When I started, what did I want to be when I grew up? When I started, I thought I wanted to be in education. And my father at that time had been part of the affirmative action programming out in Kansas City for Commerce Bank. Mm-hmm. So he, at one point in the Midwest, was the highest ranking African-American person in banking, working out of Commerce Bank in Kansas City. So he did their internship program. He went to Rockhurst and got his degree in finance, I think he said. So when I had decided I was going to major in education, he was like, you know what? African Americans could only be preachers and teachers. Pick something else. So that's how I ended up with my original degrees in business. But my heart had always been, even though I hated school, trying to figure out a way to get back to education to see if we could create something different for kids.
You Don't Say is a special project commissioned by the city's bicentennial Como 200 Task Force. It's co-produced by the Sharp Bend Heritage Committee and KBIA. You can hear more conversations online at kbia.org.